Welcome back to Runner's Garden's What a Character series. Hey, I'm Jay and I make videos about traditional Chinese characters in alphabetical order according to the Pinyin romanization system spelling. Last time we did 4 tones of du, 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 and du. If you'd like to check out that video, it's right up here. Today we're doing 3 tones of Duan, Duan, and Duan, which is perfect because next week we have a holiday, Duanujie. Duan happens to be our first character in first tone. We're going to have a Friday and a Saturday off. Dragon boat. Hello. 你看 Duanujie 快乐
It says 端午快乐.
Oh yeah, there's no 节. First tone, Duan, actually means end, extreme. More like a physical extremity. For example, Liang Duan is the 2 sides, the 2 ends. But contrastly, it can also mean beginning, as in time. And that's how we get the name for Duanujie. It's the beginning of the 5th lunar month. Or proper. In the sense of proper, like upright or a decent human. Just normal. The character is made up of li, to stand. And on the other side, drawn, specific to or dedicated to a specific use. And this is also an alternate or variant for the character that we're talking about. Duan, you can see the mountain on top. And on the bottom, er, which is a conjunction meaning and or as well as. However, according to my search, it seems to have originated from a pictograph, the bottom being roots going down below the soil. And you can kind of see that. And then there's the mountain above. The next phase after roots in any plant is a sprout coming up. And that can symbolize the idea of the beginning. I'm quite familiar with this because this section of the character is actually in our cram school name. Here's an old sign from a former branch in Taiwan. Anyway, that's the character in our language school. Right. And if you take out the Wang, and you have, actually, here's a Li. So if you have Li and not this, then you have the Duan. 这个人端端正正 is kind of an old expression. 端端正正. It means this person is very upright or decent. 端庄 means dignified. This does appear within the first 1,000 common characters in traditional Chinese, and it's the same in simplified. For this sound form, at least for the 3,000 most common characters, there's no second tone. The third tone, Duan, means short, not in reference to height. For example, the long name for our cram school, 瑞的美语短期补习班, 短期 means short term. 缩短 means to cut something short or make something shorter. Another example for short or lacking is 短处. 短处 is a shortcoming. When I tried to dictate the text for 短处, it came up with 短裤. So here's another one, shorts, 短裤. Or you can just use it as an adjective by itself without a compound. 这个东西很短 is this thing is short. We make that character with the arrow. This is the arrow component. Pronounced sh. I actually think it looks more like the entire archer pulling back his or her bow. And bean, which we learned in a very recent episode. Check it out up here. That character used to be like an elevated sacrificial offering box or container, but now it just means bean. So an arrow with a bean. Think of an arrow as short as the little bean to remember this character. We have 4 fourth tone Duan, and 3 of them contain this character. Here it is right over here. That was from trainchinese.com. Duan, 4th tone, can be a surname, or it could mean a section or a part. You start with the top horizontal stroke, and then vertical stroke down. 2 more horizontal strokes, and a third one intersecting the horizontal stroke.
This section
书
is a type of weapon. 这一段故事很有趣. This section of this story is interesting. When students come in to test at our language school, I always have them write 一段, a paragraph, based on some pictures that I give them, like a comic strip, and then they have to write what's happening. So I always say, 请写一段, one paragraph. 一个段落, that is a phase, or again, a section.
一段时间, a period of time. 一段时间.
Now, if we can imagine putting the metal or gold radical in front of this one, it means to forge, like to forge steel. And it's also used in a very common expression to exercise or work out. 锻炼, 锻炼. If we put the silk radical in front, this duan, also fourth tone, is satin. Silk and satin, 绸缎. And we've done this 绸 before. 绸, 绸缎. Here's another fourth tone. And speaking of silk radicals,
without the bottom three strokes, this is yao, and it means younger or small, tiny.
We had a lot of them in here. 4 of them to be exact. There's 2 on top, and then a line, and 2 more, and then kind of an enclosure, and then we have an axe.
This component is gene. It's also a measurement, about 500 grams.
A string of thread or silk, and you cut it with an axe. This is the meaning to break or to cut off. So, 断断续续 means intermittently. For example, if you're on a cell phone and you go under an underpass, or you're in a tunnel and it cuts momentarily and then comes back, we can say 断断续续. 断掉 is to break.
You have been watching Runner's Garden's What a Character series. We learned 6 characters today. If you learned even one, how about a thumb? Thanks for watching. Runner's Garden signing off.